Today we're going to answer the age-old question, will 37-inch tires fit the factory Xtreme Recon? We do have two Wranglers. We've got one that I have completely upgraded with the Clayton 3.5-inch premium suspension kit and added a set of 37-inch tires on KMC tank beadlocks. And then next to me, I've got my dad's 2022 Willys Xtreme Recon that still is bone stock. With these both being right here, we wanted to answer that question. So not only will they fit, will they be able to flex? Can you go full lock to lock? Now, if we don't cover absolutely every topic, like will it jump off a boulder or can we completely flex it out, we will in a future video. Let's start putting them up on jack stands and swapping them over. Now for reference, I do have 4.41 inch back spacing on my KMC tank wheels. It's a -15 offset. So that needs to be referenced when you're looking at that today. I'm gonna leave this Jeep up on jack stands, just put them on my dad's and not swap them all back and forth because that'll take a ton of time also. Follow me, Ryan. See how much taller these are right away. So as you guys can see, check out the height difference right there. Now there is no weight on this current tire, but you can see it's definitely up there a little bit. So that's what we're gonna put on and see how they look. So while we've got the wheel and tire off of my Jeep, this is a good opportunity to show you what you're gonna be looking for when kind of test fitting or going with your back spacing, the size of tire, etc. So when you're turning full lock to lock, some things that you're gonna wanna look for. We do have a full width front bumper. So this is still stock on here. We do have a shorty bumper coming in, so that won't be any clearance issues. But if you have a full width bumper, you're gonna definitely make sure that it doesn't rub up front here. Also, if you go full lock to lock with too tight or too high of a back spacing, you can rub your front frame rail, you can rub your sway bar, and then in the back, the big one to look for on the JL, especially 2021, 2022, and newer, is that crash bar, whatever piece that we removed in the back there. That's gonna be a pretty solid chunk. So we're gonna make sure on my dad's Jeep that it does clear that with that proper back spacing. And then if you have too much back spacing, you're also gonna rub on your lower control arm. Now you've also gotta think, we do have a front solid axle, but it can go up and down on each side. So when this goes up higher in, it's obviously gonna get closer inwards there, and it's gonna get closer up here. So you wanna make sure that it completely doesn't rub when you're putting this on. The back spacing does play an impact on how much wear and tear are going onto your hubs, going onto your ball joints, everything up front suspension-wise, and that's due to how far you're pushing your tire out. I didn't go for the full 3.5 inch back spacing on my new wheels because I didn't need that extra bit outside, and then also I wanted to increase my scrub radius and really help out with the overall geometry up front and without going too far out because it's just putting extra stress when I didn't really need it. The other thing you're gonna wanna check out too is where your bump stops are. So making sure that when you go full stuff in the front or full droop that everything is still connected, it's still looking good. And when you do go full stuff in the front, when you max out that bump stop, you don't want it to be jamming and smashing up into your front fender and ripping anything off. That's a very important thing to check. But here's a good shot of what it all looks like opened up. I should also kind of say, you know, we are doing this for the viewers. It's a nice balmy Sunday, and I decided I wanted to struggle and pull my beadlocks off just so we could put them on my dad's, just so we can put them back. What should we title this video? Stealing my dad's wheels and tires. Gotta go up a little higher than what would normally be done here. For anyone that says the 3/8 impact won't get them off, it even gets them off with the adapter on there. And these are black sockets, so they're not the chrome. So you guys can't complain. So here they are, side by side. If I'm not mistaken, the offset on the Xtreme Recon wheels is 5.6, 5.7, something like that. So you are gonna get 1 more inch of back spacing, sticking these out an inch further with that 4.4. I will double check in the spec so we can get the exact difference between these wheels and what's going on here. Once again, these are the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss MTs, KMC tank beadlocks, then the OEM setup here. So I also want to see if those OEM lug nuts will fit in. I don't think they will, so we'll probably have to go back and forth and just put my lug nuts on there. So let's pull this off. Okay. So confirmed, the factory lug nuts do not work. So we're gonna use my splined lug nuts off of my Jeep. Let's lower it down. There you go. That's sitting on flat ground. Maybe let's jounce it a little bit. There you have it. So they will fit. Still a decent amount of clearance. Let's put the rest of them on. Try it out. So Ryan, now that we got these all on, what I kind of want to do is put it on the ground, and we'll look at bumper clearances. We'll look at where I think it's going to be tight, turn it lock to lock, and see what it is. You know, the internet asks, so Dirt Road Cred answers. We're out here doing it, and got the last one on. So thanks, Dad, for the Jeep, and thanks, Matt and Dirt Road Cred, for having a set of beadlocks in 37. Let's put it down on its weight. All right. Jack is out. Let's kind of do that just to make sure it's settled. Not that the suspension, but it did kind of open up. Here's what you have. So I'll just let Ryan get a shot of it. All right, Ryan, so the first test we're gonna see, I'm gonna turn this completely to the passenger side. So like we're making a right-hand turn to kind of see if the back side touches any of that frame. So you see that giant frame bracket that we actually took off in another video? So we'll kind of see if that's touching. I'm inside the Jeep right now, Ryan's outside, so we'll check it. Now let's turn it all the way to the driver's side, so full left-hand turn so we can see the front bumper. See if we're hitting the front bumper at all. Kind of give it the old, still a little bit away. Okay, thanks for letting me know, Ryan, I can't see. But now let's straighten it out. All right, let it kind of go to the left a little bit. Yeah, right there, yeah. That's close. That's really close. I mean, if it were to up travel at full lock there, if you were taking a full right and you're up wheeling, it's gonna hit that rock rail. I don't think it would hit the frame bracket, but it would hit that rock rail. All right, let's do all the way to the left. Yep, go full. Yep, right there. So we're good. We're good on the sway bar. Front bumper with up travel, if you could stuff it in about 4 inches, it would probably hit that. So for severe wheel, I would say it would work for wheeling. Why don't you can straighten it out. Yep, keep going. Keep going. About there. Yep, that's good. For severe wheeling, your biggest problem is going to be sharp turn flexing. So if you were just wheeling pretty straight trails where you don't really need to full lock, it would probably be okay. Turns, but it's close. It's a lot closer than I thought it would be. Thought I felt a little rubbing. Let's get out and take a closer look. Oh boy. I want to see what the other side looks like. Got clearance there. I mean, now this isn't really flexed out either, but I kind of wanted to see without chewing the shit out of my yard. Let's see how close we are to that bump stop. So we still got about another 1.5 inches of travel, maybe 2 inches to stuff it up there. It's gonna start getting real close in here. So I think really, guys, the biggest pain point is gonna be right back there. It's gonna be on the backside of the inner front fender. And all the Xtreme Recons come with Rubicon flares, so they are up higher. But I think that's gonna be your pain point. Now, up another 2 inches, you're gonna get close. We've got about another 2 inches, 2.5 of the bump stop that we could really go, but it's gonna be pushing it. It, for me, is a little bit too close for comfort. It does clear though, and it is articulated out just a little bit. Here on the rear, you can see that we do have this flexed out. Now, this side has a lot more clearance, but let's go walk around and we'll look at the other side and kind of see how smash that in. All right, well, here you go, see that? I mean, you're close, right? You're close all around there. I'm just gonna look underneath and see how close you are to the bump stop so I can let you guys know how far we are away. We have about another 1.5 inches to go with the bump stop. So another 1.5 inches of up travel, and that's including the compression of that jounce bumper. So about another 1.5 inches. So if this was another 1.5 inches up, it would start hitting here. But I think maybe with some minor trimming, you could get away with it. So if you guys have ever wondered what my dad thinks while we do things to his Jeep, I just got a text. If you get a chance, check our ribs. Don't know what you're doing to Jeep, doesn't matter. Just as long as ribs don't burn. Thanks. Question mark. So that's what Dad says. But he used check CHK. It's all abbreviated. Just don't let ribs burn. That's the only thing he cares about. Jeep, scratch it. We got to get Dad. How many likes do we need to get to have Dad come on? 1,000 likes. You guys have asked for it before. 1,000 likes. We'll get Dad on the next video or a video in the future. He doesn't want to be on camera. He hates it. He's really camera shy, so I didn't really hereditarily get that from him to be on camera. But 1,000 likes, we'll get Dad on and we'll have him tell some glorious stories, because as you can read by that text, they're pretty good. For the majority of guys that are asking, will 37s fit on the factory Xtreme Recon, it's probably primarily going to be for daily use with some moderate wheeling. This, I say I would be comfortable with moderate wheeling as long as you're not full lock to lock and jamming up rocks. The other thing I did want to mention is that this is not a Rubicon. With the Rubicon, you have the disconnecting front sway bar, which is really going to allow this to droop out. That's where I start to think you'll see some rubbing. And with the front bumper, if you do go with the aftermarket or you have the stubby steel one, you can alleviate the issue of this wing hanging out. But on the back, the rock rail, I know I used to have to trim them on the JKs to get them to work in the rear. You might have to do a little bit of that in the front. The sway bars will clear with this back spacing, but I think with that Rubicon, you're gonna be starting to hit some things up in here, just leaving it stock. I would imagine that if you're gonna be doing some serious flexing, it's gonna kind of start to rip some things apart unless you increase the bump stop height, making sure that it doesn't max out, but with that, you're really gonna limit articulation. I hope this video was helpful, to be honest with you guys, and I hope in the comments, we see some positive comments and some people talking about this, and give me some real life experience on if you've run 37s on your Xtreme Recon, how they worked for you, or what lift you decided to add on to make sure that they fit perfectly. I don't think we'll leave these on too much longer, or else Dad won't really like that. It's gonna make it even taller and harder for him to get out. But I hope this convinces him to run some 37s. And I think with this Jeep, the plan is kind of put the Clayton kit on it, get some 37s, and really change it up a bit. And if you guys are interested in the Clayton kit, I've seen a lot of comments. We do have a discount code for that, so check the comments. Actually, no, check the description. We'll leave the discount code there, and you guys can check out the kits that we have added on to the Jeep. Until next time, my name is Matt with Dirt Road Cred, and I want you to get out there and earn yours.